Are you ready to take your business to the next level and make the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire? Then you're in the right place. It's possible to run a successful business built around your life. Get ready for a little bit of tough love and a whole lot of strategy to grow your business without sacrificing your sanity. If you're ready to get out of your own way and step into the role of CEO, then let's go. I'm Amy Traugh, and this is the Motivated CEO Podcast. If you've been in my world for any length of time, you know I am all about the numbers, all about the data. And I will tell you what, by far, the number one thing that I see over and over and over is this. When I ask a new client, are you tracking your data? Are you looking at your numbers? Are you filling in those KPIs? They get the deer in the headlights look, like they're in big trouble. It's like, no. Wait, it's okay. Even if you're not a numbers person, we can learn how to strategically and intentionally start to look at this information, because that's all data is. You don't have to be a numbers person. You don't have to have a math degree. You don't have to have taken college level calculus to learn how to leverage data to grow your business. Full disclosure, I only went through pre-calc in high school. I still remember my senior year, they asked me, they're like, hey, would you like to take calculus your senior year? And I'm like, but do I have enough math credits to graduate? And they're like, yes. I'm like, no, I hated math, absolutely hated math. But when I was building multiple businesses from the ground up and I was able to scale them so quickly, I took the opportunity to get curious and ask myself, well, wait a minute, I don't have a business degree. How am I achieving this level of success? You know, the imposter syndrome starts to kick in, all of the things. But what I realized was I was utilizing data. And that's what I did my entire career in healthcare, was take that objective data and analyze that baseline, create a goal, and then take action. Along the way, gathering that data and reassessing what's working and what's not working. Because data is nothing more than our GPS, right? It is our destination. It is going to guide us to that destination that we want to get to by analyzing where we are now and where we want to be. It's that little annoying voice that, you know, when you're driving around a city and she starts going recalculating, you're like, I'm on a one-way road and I can't do a U-turn right now because it's illegal. So have you ever been there? Oh, gosh, it drives me crazy. But this is what your data is doing for you. It's helping you recalculate along the way. So in this episode, I really want to break down where to start. Where do you start with tracking these KPIs, even if you're not a numbers person? And some of the things that I advise business owners on are not complicated. They're not super fancy. I was actually on a networking call recently and the woman was like, well, what platform do you use? And I'm like, well, it just depends on the business. And honestly, the simpler, the better. For most business owners, Google Sheets work just fine because simple is sustainable. If you try and go in and start tracking every metric under the sun, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get frustrated, and you're just going to throw in the towel and not look at it. And that's what we don't want. I don't want you to start to resent your numbers. But remember, you're running a business and we need this data to guide us, to recalculate us when we're on the wrong track. So the very first thing I want you to look at, even before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, is, do your offers support your goals? We talked about this in past episodes. Really being intentional and taking that zoomed out approach. You should have an overall goal for your business. Okay, this year, and we'll just use 100K for simplicity's sake. That seems to be the gold standard, even though in my mind it's BS. Like, it's what you want. What do you actually want? But for simplicity's sake, let's go with that 100K that we see all over the place. So, say your goal is $100,000. Is that what you want your take home pay to be? Or is that just the total profit? All right, $100,000, that will give me a lot of money. I can pay my taxes, I can reinvest some of it, and then I can pay myself as well. What is that $100,000? So once you have clarity as to what is that goal, I want you to take a look at your offer suite. Do your offers support your goals? Because if you're running a $10 membership, how many of those are you going to need to sell in order to hit your goal? You need to have that clear objective. Likewise, if you're selling a high ticket item, if you have a $10,000 offer, you only need to sell 10 of those for the year. Both take different approaches to achieve. Can it be done? Absolutely. But you need to make sure your offers realistically are supporting your goals in a way that is sustainable to you. So before you start tracking anything, take that zoomed out look and see if this is actually feasible. See what it will take to reach that goal. Because so often we get in our heads and we're like, nothing's working. But the reality is you don't really need to sell as much as you think to hit your goal. But you have to have that clear picture so you can reverse engineer that goal. So once you've determined, yes, my offers support my goals, the first thing that you can track that is so easy, that will give you so much information, it's just crazy that everyone's not doing this, is where are your clients coming from? What is your leading client acquisition source? Let's face it, social media has been shoved down our throats, right? Because it's free. Everybody's doing it. It's a great ego boost if you have hundreds of thousands of followers. Like, oh, look, I'm Insta famous. Okay, but are those followers paying your bills? I know you've heard that before, and I know it can be a harsh reality. But at the end of the day, is that where your clients are actually coming in from? If it is, awesome, keep doing you on there. But so often, what I'm finding is that social media, it's a piece of the puzzle. It's more of a nurture tactic. In the noisy world we're living in, it's not really as much for discoverability as it once used to be. In fact, going viral can really actually kill your engagement rate, which is a whole nother topic for another day. But when you take the time to figure out where are your current clients finding you, where are your favorite clients finding you, where are those leads coming in from with those clients that love, love, love to work with you, that are your raving fans? And if your answer is, I don't know, guess what? You can ask them. It's okay to ask. I used to be such a in my head type of person. We create these stories. We're afraid to ask because, we don't want to be a bother. But it's okay. Just ask. Be brave. Build that muscle up. It gets easier. I swear it does, because I have been there. But what a lot of times we find out is that many entrepreneurs, especially service providers, solopreneurs in the online space, we're getting these amazing clients through word of mouth, through referrals, not through social media. So let yourself off the hook and take a deep breath, because it's okay if social media isn't your entire marketing strategy, because it shouldn't be. You're building your business on borrowed land at that point, because your account can get hacked. It can get shut down at any time. I even have two-factor authentication turned on, and someone still managed to get access to one of my accounts. It's just mind-boggling. Could you imagine if these people used their brain power for good? Oh my gosh, I think we'd have all of the world's problems solved by tomorrow. But really get curious. Get curious and leverage that objective data to see what is actually working. Again, because that ego's getting in our way, word of mouth and referrals, sometimes it's a slower burn. It's not an instant gratification. You don't know who's talking about you and recommending you behind your back. But so I don't even have to ask anymore. I just put on my client intake sheet. It makes it easy. And that way I can just auto-populate the data into a spreadsheet and it shows me exactly where everyone is coming from and I can break it down and get all sorts of juicy details from it. But take the time to figure out where are those clients coming in from and double down there. You don't need to be everywhere. Focus on what's working and do less of what's not. I know it's so simple. It is so simple, yet we don't do it. We don't do it often enough. So here is your reminder. And then my third recommendation for you is look at your email open rates. What subject lines, what content is getting opened? What are people, when you write those emails out, what are people actually replying back and be like, oh my gosh, this was awesome? Because that will give you more data. Do more of that. I used to send out a weekly podcast recap, which I thought was really valuable. I really thought it was benefiting my audience. Like, hey, here's all these guest freebies. Here's what we talked about this week. But then I looked at my data and I'm like, you know what? That's actually some of the lowest opened email that I have. So why am I? And it was very time consuming to spend on creating these emails, putting in all the images, this, that, and the other. And I even have people helping me. But just to compile the data, to have them to do that and the information to give to them so they could do their job, it was time consuming. So I looked at it and I got curious and I said, okay, well, how can I improve this? And I changed up my approach. So now I'm actually working smarter instead of harder. And this little piece of information has saved me so much time and so much money because I intentionally took the time to leverage that data. Because it's not about what I want. It's about best serving my clients. We often forget that because we think we need to do the things because so-and-so says it. We need to do this. We need to do that. Okay, but what's working for you in this season of business right now? And that's where a lot of the advice that some of these major gurus in the online space really have lost touch with reality. I saw an ad last week on Instagram, grow your email list by 10,000 subscribers. Okay. What I start thinking is immediately, are these aligned subscribers? Are they bots? Are they actual ideal clients? We don't need more. We don't always need more. It's an ego thing. Let's massively serve those that are already there. Stop worrying about more. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing and do what's working for you. And this is why data is key, because this is the missing piece. This is the missing piece you are not going to find in any mastermind, with any mentor, with any course that you see online. No. It's the data. It's the not so sexy part of running a business, but will set you apart, especially as the market shifts, as we saw in 2024, going into 2025. Big changes are happening, especially here in the United States with all the new regulations that went into effect with the FTC and how you share your testimonials. We are going to see a massive shift. And you know what? I am so here for it. Because data is what's going to lead you to success. That's what's going to set you apart from everyone else out there because you see what's working for you. I am so excited right now. I am in the process of creating something new just for you. And if you are interested and want a sneak peek as to what it is and how we can really dive into the data, into the numbers, and teach you how to strategically create systems that work for you, teach you how to get into topics like this and really analyze that nitty gritty. Even if you're a numbers person, I want you to hop on over to Instagram and drop me a message and just say, hey, I'm interested. Heard the podcast. I'm in. No commitment, no contracts, like nothing weird. Don't worry. I'm not going to be like, oh, let's get on a sales call. No, we don't do that over here. So if you are interested, be sure to let me know. Drop into my DMs because I am here and I am so ready to start helping more entrepreneurs leverage that data because you have so much awesome potential. You have the solution. Seriously, somebody needs you right now, and you have the solution to the problem that they have. So let's get out there, let's get you seen, and let's grow that business so you can make an impact. I am here cheering for you. And until next time, cheers to making the money you want so you can create the impact you desire.
Are you loving what you're hearing? Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.